Inconsistently consistent.
Hello, and welcome to Inconsistently Consistent, the podcast where we hate ourselves. We are all masochists here. I'm Melanie, one of your hosts.
I'm Rachel, one of your hosts.
And who sounds like Ross Geller now from Friends. Hello.
And we are once again joined by the lovely, luscious Lexie.
Hey. The illustrious. The illuminating.
Yes, the luminous. I can't think of another L word.
I don't really know what that means. I just like how it sounds.
Luminous.
It definitely means you're evil. So today we're talking about just a book series that we have come to know and love? A lighthearted utensil romance series by Ruth Cardello. And apparently, hopefully, this is the last book, book 4, called Service.
Please let this be the last book.
Yeah, so we've had forked, spooned, and knifed, all of which had their respective cutlery on the cover. This time we had a cover with a knife, spoon, and fork, and the description said it was going to be a reverse harem book, as in many men with one woman. Now, the trick is with this one, Lexie has read the book.
Mm-hmm.
And, Rachel, would you like to say?
I have not read the book.
No. And I have not read the book, though I own the book.
I don't even own this book because I can't bring myself to once again purchase a smut utensil book.
You don't have that in your disposable income? You don't have a smut utensil fund?
I don't have a smut utensil budget right now in my budget, you know? I don't know how that, I don't know if that's like, I think that's kind of like a need as opposed to a want. Or a want as opposed to a need, however you fucking do the budget.
It is a need. Yes, I understand, Rachel.
I hate it here.
Rachel needs to get forked.
Getting forked in June, what do you mean?
In June, she says. She's got it penciled in the calendar.
Very specific.
Yeah, because I'm going to visit a certain someone in June.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say who, just in case another certain someone listens to this episode.
Mm-hmm. So Johnny Depp.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yes.
I'm going to go see Johnny Depp in June so I can get forked, and I don't want Orlando Bloom hearing about it.
Keira Knightley would also be pissed.
Keira Knightley would also be pissed. Yes.
The entire cast of Pirates.
Yeah. Barbosa would also be mad.
Okay. So why don't I read the back of the book for those at home?
Yeah.
So, utensils are for more than stirring up trouble. Lauren gave up on love long ago. As an ER doctor, she saves lives daily and keeps her own life safe and predictable until a set of antique silverware warms to her touch.
God.
Suddenly, Lauren finds herself the unexpected heroine in a reverse harem tale, surrounded by 8 World War II soldiers who are as tempting as they are chaotic. Falling in love with sentient spoons, forks, and knives? ? It's absurd. Testosterone-charged mayhem. And yet, love always finds a way.
This is not Jurassic Park.
This isn't your typical sentient object romance. Typical sentient object romance? Is this a thing? Is there a genre?
Ooh.
Have we found our next book?
No.
Maybe.
No.
Okay, I'll keep reading this part though. Expect rom-com hilarity, Marvel level action, okay, and a poignant love story wrapped in a quirky utensil fantasy universe. Yeah. There's also a cautionary warning.
Mm-hmm.
Utensil dynamics are highly unconventional. There's a
Really?
battle brewing that can only be resolved with the elimination of Inkwell. There will be violence and heartbreak, but justice will finally be served.
Will it? Will it, Ruth?
Will it? So, reverse harem,
Mm-hmm.
called serviced, and there's 3 different utensils on the front. I would expect
Bless you.
telepathic orgies,
Oh, God.
right?
Also, I found a website where you can read it for free without purchasing the book.
Are you going to read it right now while we're on the podcast?
I'm going to pull it up in case Lexie wants me to read passages in my wonderful voice.
So yeah, I read the book like well over a month ago, because it was the only way I could get paid. And so I kind of can't remember everything, but I'll remember, the important stuff.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, like the reverse harem sex scenes that are potentially in there. She didn't say no. So I figured since Lexie's read the book, we could possibly propose. We could suggest what we think happened, and Lexie could correct us.
Yeah.
Because the first 3 we had like one-on-one, utensil and human action. Right? It was all like one romance per book, and now we have Ruth looking like she's just throwing all the rest of the utensils out of the drawer.
She really is.
Woman. It's like she got sick of writing it and was like, here's all of them. Just dump the entire drawer out. And we'll have one woman, one female main character.
Yeah, okay, so let's what do we think happens, Melanie? Because we haven't read the book. So what do we think happens?
Well, okay, just because I'm a devil's advocate, I'm going to propose that maybe she doesn't have a relationship with any of them, and she has a relationship with some other random person, like some random non-super soldier dude.
Oh.
That's what my guess is. What do you think?
So I think actually the plot of this book, it's not going to be a reverse harem. It's called service. So what they're going to do is they're going to cut her up into little pieces and then cook her and serve her to people.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You think it's going to go cannibalism?
I think it's going to go cannibalism, yeah.
Keep in mind, it's called serviced, a lighthearted utensil romance.
Yeah, she's trying. Okay.
I think cannibalism.
She's trying to listen. She's gonna throw people off, or maybe maybe instead of fucking the utensils, maybe she's just gonna use them for like a fancy dinner party. Yeah. Like she's gonna be like, nah, I don't wanna fuck these things. I wanna have a dinner party where like I'm gonna serve my friends.
Yeah. So basically it's an orgy with just mouth stuff.
No. God damn it. I hate you so much.
Oh my gosh.
There's no
Okay, but think about this. If you're using the sentient utensil, let's think of a fork first. And you're eating with the fork. What part of them are you putting in your mouth?
I don't want to think about this.
It's like if it's the spoon, is the spoon the cuppy part, the bowl part, whatever it's called.
The spoon cuppy part.
That's the scientific name, Rachel. So the cuppy part, is that the head? That's the only part that makes sense.
No, remember we discussed. Remember in the first one, Melanie, we discussed how we thought Hugh turns into a fork, which is his arms and his legs are the prongs.
Yes. I forgot. We've already discussed this.
We discussed.
His neck elongates like a giraffe.
Yes, his neck elongates like a giraffe when he transforms. So his arms and his legs, because he does like a little crouch golem gremlin thing on the floor.
Yeah. So when she's eating ice cream off of Hugh in book 1, she's really just sucking on his toes.
I almost spat my coffee out when you said that.
Oh my God. Then in book 2, when Cheryl's eating off the spoon, she's putting his whole head in her mouth.
So, head?
Lexie has left to walk to the other corner because I've given her a coughing fit.
I think we've killed Lexie again.
I'm dying with the high cold, and so I was still forced to come to work today.
So then I guess Ray is he just kind of like stands up straight and turns into a knife. So I guess she's like cutting with his torso.
I don't know. I imagined he puts his hands up over his head and like holds his fingers together to make himself as long as possible.
So he
Melanie is demonstrating this right now. It was a great demonstration.
Okay, but I have to know who's closer. Me or Rachel. So I said she's not having sex with them. She's having sex with some random dude.
Yeah.
That's a non-super soldier.
Yeah.
And Rachel said cannibalism.
Yeah.
But dinner party. There was
cannibalism is definitely not in there.
Okay.
Damn it.
Surprisingly, Melanie, you're really close. Like, I'm actually kind of shocked.
Wow.
You guessed it pretty good.
How close?
Like, really close.
Like she doesn't have sex with the super soldiers?
Well, I don't want to give too much away, but like you're definitely, you're on the right track.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So they lied to us. It's not a reverse harem if she's not having sex with them, right? Right?
I don't know. I've never been in a reverse harem. I don't know what takes place.
I don't think any of us have been in a reverse harem.
72. Okay, interesting.
But I did like Rachel's guess better.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
It would have been more interesting, I guess.
I think it would have been a plot twist to be like, actually, all these super soldiers are cannibalism and they were just seducing women because that's what they need to eat to survive.
Oh my God.
Oh, they're the ones eating people.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess technically they do eat people.
How?
Think about it. Let it process. Let it sit. Let it marinate.
Pussy eating?
Yes.
Yeah, but you're not taking chunks off. You're not biting it.
You don't know what they're doing down there. Maybe they are taking chunks
Rachel,
off.
I
Who
think
knows?
you're doing sex wrong.
I'm gonna die
Unless
again.
your pussy is regenerating. Every time you have sex, they just bite off a piece.
Oh my God. Listen, as someone who's never had sex before, because she's a...
Yes, Rachel, you are virginal.
I am a virgin. I don't know how sex works.
You put what in where?
What goes in where? All right.
Cutlery goes in there.
Oh my God, I'm dying. I'm actually dying.
Okay.
Okay, next. Okay, a couple more guesses.
Another guess. Okay,
Yeah.
another guess.
Okay,
Another guess.
okay.
Okay. I'm gonna say that. Oh no! Now you go first, Rachel. I didn't.
Okay.
I went. So I need time to think.
Okay. I'm gonna say that she God, I don't even know what to
Maybe
guess.
Lauren, who's Ashley's mom
Yeah.
from the first, the third book.
Yeah.
The
So
ninth.
Lauren is going to put the God, I don't know. I want to see. I'm trying to like think about if I want to do like a serious guess about it or if I want to do another joke one.
Well, to be fair, everything in this book is a joke anyway.
Yeah, it is.
In all four.
Okay. So there's gonna be a scene where she has all 8 super soldiers around her and they're gonna take turns on her.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna elaborate.
Okay.
But sexually, you mean?
Sure.
So you could take turns hitting her.
Take turns.
With a wooden spoon, because that wouldn't be offensive to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that non-super soldier guy, because I'm still convinced there's a non-super soldier she falls for, or whatever. He becomes a super soldier. Now stay with me. By like vampirism style. So like, you know how they had to like bleed in their mouth? Right?
Yeah.
So they would like bite into this themselves and then bleed into the person's mouth, and then that person would become a vampire. Like that, but super soldiers.
Okay.
So yeah, those are both really good guesses. Really, really good guesses.
Who's closer?
So again, I'm again shocked that Melanie is again really close.
No! What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No. I'm like, what is going on here?
Vampire super soldier shit? Really?
You're on track. You are really on track. Like, what is going on?
Melanie, are you sure you didn't read this book?
What?
Are you sure you didn't read the book?
I don't think so. I have no memory of it.
Holy crap.
Who wrote this shit?
Oh my god.
The fuck? How does a super soldier get turned though like a vampire? Like a person get turned into a super soldier like a vampire by bleeding in their mouth. Like, is that right? Or they bleed in their mouth?
Yep.
What?
Wait. So, but like the girls start to develop some of the powers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause like Ashley does the whole camouflage shit.
Yep.
In the third book. But we don't hear anything about them bleeding in their mouths. Like, the guys. So are we just getting confirmed they do like blood play now in the bedroom for all of them?
I wouldn't go that far.
Maybe it's just fluids in general. I mean, they're consuming some fluids.
I hate it here.
I'm going home. My day is done.
Okay, third guesses maybe?
Yeah, we can take another guess. I guess. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what else to guess here. This is ridiculous. Okay, maybe I guess, you know, Lauren's like a doctor and she was going to try to figure out how the super soldiers were changing and what was done to them. So like they said like octopus DNA in the last book. There was something like that gave them some powers. So I'm going to guess that they figure stuff out with that and they narrow it down to like, I don't know, maybe like a chemical like oxyferrin 7 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be my guess.
Okay.
They figure that out.
I think, because I'm gonna kind of go based off
The blood play.
the blood play thing. God, I hate this. I'm gonna guess that Inkwell is still doing things, and the non super soldier man that Lauren's with, he stumbles upon it, and that's how he becomes a super soldier, because he gets in a fight with someone, and yeah.
With like one of the super soldiers?
Yeah, he gets in a fight with like one of the people who is doing the super soldier shit, and yeah. And that's
Like
how
the
he
visual people?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they bleed in his mouth.
They bleed in, they bleed in his mouth. Yeah, they get in a fight. So basically how I imagine it is they get in a fight in like a lab or something. And they get in a fight in a lab, and like, you know, I'm gonna say the man bites the super soldier. And that's how he gets the blood in the mouth.
Yeah, he fights
Yeah.
dirty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Mhm.
those guesses were both pretty good.
Mhm.
Like both had some pretty good elements to it there. But Melanie, you mentioned something. You were talking about the chemical or something. What did you call it?
Oxyferin 7?
Okay, so this is getting out of hand.
Is she right again?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like it's literally mentioned maybe like once or twice in the book. And yeah, I'm looking it up now, and that's exactly the correct name.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've just taken an interest in chemistry lately. And sea life.
Like
Melanie, what the fuck?
this is insane. You're completely correct on your guess. Completely correct.
I'm used to this. I'm correct in a lot of things.
Oh my god.
That's insane. And such very, very specific how you came up with that guess there with that chemical name.
Well, it's not like they go with oxyferin 6. That'd be ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Are you okay, Rachel?
No. I'm just like, I don't know, Melanie. I don't know. How are you knowing these shit? It's just
I'm
bad.
just a really good guesser.
No.
I mean, that's like 3 for 3 guesses.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane.
Anyways, do we want to do another guess?
Sure. Do you want to go first this time or me?
I'll go first. Okay, so they've got the stuff with the stuff, and the stuff with the thing, and the thing with the thing, and the thing with the thing. I think that it's gonna end. Do I want to do an ending thing, or do I want to do a thing? I'm gonna say that. Okay, all right, okay. This is gonna be probably. I'm gonna just do a dumb general one. I'm gonna say that the super soldiers all kind of, the ones that she gets for her reverse harem, they're all gonna think that she's like a goddess on Earth, and they're all gonna want to be like her little manservants.
Okay.
That's a pretty good guess.
I'm gonna guess something completely different. because I love the robots from book 3.
Mm-hmm.
They act as robots.
Mm-hmm.
And George, the sex-obsessed one, love that guy.
Yes.
I'm going to guess that he's still in the book. He's in book 4. And then he comes to live with Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets really into Westerns. And he wears a cowboy hat. And he starts talking and like calling people partner and howdy and stuff.
Man, shut the fuck up here. What is happening?
No!
Yes! This is ridiculous.
Lexie!
I'm not joking. And like your guess was pretty good too and like kind of on track, but it's like she knows everything that's happened.
It's because Lexie and I are telepathic. And Lexie's thinking about little George rolling around in a cowboy hat. I just can't tell you anything different.
I'm starting to think you read this book and you're just fucking lying to us.
What?
Yes.
I would never.
Don't you dare pull your lawyer ass bullshit on me, a therapist who can pull bullshit on people, okay?
Hey, I have a degree in bullshit, and sometimes I like to use it.
I have a degree. I will have a degree in detecting bullshit.
Yes, well, you've taken a while to really come down on this, but of course I read the fucking book.
Oh my god, am I the only one who hasn't read the book at this point?
Yes. And you think I'm the only one in on this? Lexi's in on this too. I said to Lexi, like, what if I read it and then we fuck with Rachel and see how long it takes her to figure out that I did read the book and I'm just making these really specific guesses.
You know, I was giving you the benefit of the doubt that we were in this together, and now you're just over here lying to me that you read the book, and now I'm over here
for 30 minutes, and that's how long it took you?
I asked you earlier in the recording, have you read this? And you said, no, I haven't read the book.
Because it was the prank. You got pranked, Rachel.
This is top 10 friend betrayal right here. This is going underneath. This is going underneath till the end of the line.
but above where's my yogurt?
Above where's my yogurt. But above where it's between till the end of the line and where's my yogurt. Speaking of, before we kind of get into discussing this trash of a book, they rearranged the grocery store on me, and I was very upset Saturday.
Yeah. Where's my yogurt part 2?
Instead of where's my yogurt, it was where the fuck is everything I need to buy, because the aisles are not the same anymore.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And I got very frustrated.
Betrayal, because I said oxyferrin 7. Like, I literally wrote that chemical down from the book so I could say it, and you didn't catch on then? Like, you
think I remember what the name of the chemical is? No, I barely remember what happened 5 minutes ago.
It wasn't said any time, I think, until book 4.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm pretty sure they mentioned the name of the chemical in book 3, maybe. So maybe that's where my brain was like, yes, the name of this chemical that was definitely mentioned in book 3.
Oh, I think that was something they just came up with when she did that. But this book was terrible,
It was
Rachel.
the worst book.
You don't want to read it.
No.
It's bad.
It's not a reverse harem.
She doesn't have any sex with any of the super soldiers.
What do you mean she doesn't have any sex? What's the point of the book?
She has sex with someone else.
Yeah. So let's give you a rundown on the plot.
Give me a rundown of this.
For the 2 people that read the book and one person who showed up very ill prepared, didn't even purchase the book.
You say that the person who showed up ill. I was like, yeah, that's me.
She showed up ill prepared. So the book starts, and she's all like feeling guilty for having touched 3 of the utensils and woke them up. They're not like fully back to.
But I love the setup
there.
she had for them. She had them all laid out on, I think,
Ashley's old bedroom.
Yeah,
floor.
she had them laid out, and she even had like a video on the iPad, I believe.
Yeah.
If they woke up and she wasn't there.
And little notes.
Yeah.
Like she had little notes next to them just to explain how to use the iPad, and she had them set up in like little
sleeping bags.
Yeah. So that they would wake up and be comfortable if they woke up. and she refused to do anything sexual with them because she was convinced it was like a certain chemicals like testosterone and something else like dopamine
That
and
made
something.
that bond
Yeah,
and stuff.
that could happen without needing anything sexual. So she didn't want to use them by doing anything sexual.
But she did kiss 2 of them.
Yes. So she kisses 2 of them when they wake up and become human, right? And you think she's gonna get involved with this first one that woke up named Pete, who they had like a cute little moment and they're like cuddly and stuff. But no, this guy that's been like
in her life forever.
Yeah. For like 20 plus years.
Yeah. She knows him through the hospital.
Yeah. He's
Is
like
it this Braxton dude?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's who she ends up with.
Yeah. And he's not a super soldier, but he's like this very, very wealthy guy that like donates sperm units and stuff to hospitals. He's like, and he refuses to talk to anybody at the hospital besides her. And she's like unaware that he's super in love with her. But as soon as those utensils wake up, they're like, no, he's super in love with you. And they go to like a campground he owns to be like off the grid and have a private lab for her. And while there, Braxton gets turned into a super soldier type of thing because Ray, Ashley's boyfriend, like cuts open his own wrist and shoves the blood in Buddy's mouth.
It is a vampire situation. Oh my god.
Something was happening to Braxton. Like, was he dying or something?
No, like Ray decided, oh, you're gonna fight with us against Inkwell? Right. You're probably gonna die. Let me make you more powerful.
That's right. The one thing I hated about the book, though, was that there was only like maybe a chapter about what actually happened when they found the Inkwell people. Yeah. It was like maybe like 2 pages, and then it was it. And I was like, it took 150 pages to get there.
Yeah.
Of bullshit.
So, yeah, like 75% of this book is just Lauren's thoughts.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so fucking boring. It was painful to read.
This book took me the longest to read, actually. This one took me 3 days because I could not get into it.
This one, like, I speed read a lot of it because I was just so fucking bored.
And it's her longest book. Yeah. It's the most pages.
This one had, let's see,
240 something or 50 something?
Where it actually ends, 230. So it's the longest of the 4, and it should have the most plot for like figuring out the big mystery, right?
Yeah.
But I swear to God, like 200 of the 230 pages is devoted to Lauren's like, oh, I'm making a choice to be single and I don't want a man, right? But also she's like alone, like lonely and like scared of commitment and stuff, scared she's gonna get hurt again. So it's just her like working on her shit in her head.
Yeah, she's not my favorite character at all.
No.
I don't understand. Okay, so my question now becomes, why the fuck even write a 4th book if you're not gonna give the people what they want?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like we're in the head of a doctor for a lot of this book who is supposed to be running tests and figuring shit out.
And you don't even really see much of that either.
No. So we get like maybe a page where she's like, Oxyferrin 7, I've discovered it.
Yeah.
Shit in there, and that the bond should go away, like the chemical bond should go away within 7 days of them waking up, and that any other like residual feelings that are left are actually like they're natural feelings, they're not created by the chemical, and that there can be powers, like abilities can be gained by swapping bodily fluids with the super soldiers. Right? So like kissing them I don't think would work as much unless there's way too much saliva. But you know, that's why Ray bleeds in Buddy's mouth, to make him strong enough so he can protect Lauren and not die in the fight.
Yeah, because they'd start to train and stuff there for a bit too.
But we don't see any of that, really.
No,
Except
Mhm.
the
page. I was really disappointed with the whole Inkwell thing. I wish
Mhm.
she had devoted at least a couple
Yeah.
of chapters to that.
Mhm.
So when they go after Inkwell, it's like 3 pages of a chapter that you're not told who's narrating. It's almost like it does like that third party omniscient thing that's just like watching
Mhm.
everything. Oh no, I'm wrong. It's 4 pages.
Mhm.
And it goes to like they work with Braxton's business partner, who's apparently like a dangerous but wealthy man. Think like potentially mob, because his like
Mhm.
his name is Dominic Carisi. That sounds like Italian mob sounding, right?
Mhm.
But they don't get into it. They just like it's like a throwaway.
Yeah.
And they have 4 pages of like they're supposed to have made a like Dominic Carisi is supposed to have helped them by gathering everybody in Inkwell together, like
Mhm.
all the scientists and everything, to have like a meeting where he's like, I want to meet you all, I'm gonna invest
Mhm.
as a setup, but the super soldiers are gonna go kill all of the Inkwell people so that they can completely eliminate it, because Inkwell apparently has been continuing to try to make super soldiers
Yep.
Mhm.
for years and tried to like infuse them with like robotic stuff, so they've made like human robotic crossover shit, right?
Mhm.
But kept terminating stuff whenever it failed. They were just killing off them all the time. But
Mhm.
so they didn't say, oh, they made them the rest of them into utensils, so we don't get any answer there. And then the only thing you do is like you get these 2 like doctors who are waiting for the meeting to start bitching at each other and being like, oh, well, we've had such shitty like funding on all this. We've been in back rooms and shit trying to do this. Now we're gonna get like a whole bunch of money from this guy. And then they're like, oh, this fork looks like it's from 1945. There's a flash of light, and then the chapter's over.
Mhm.
So like
you're left wondering what the fuck happened.
we didn't get any cool action sequence, right? It seemed like, oh yeah, they did an undercover op where they went in secretly as cutlery to then kill everybody. That sounds so cool. I
And
want to see it.
leading up to that chapter, I don't even think we heard about the plan.
They didn't make
No.
a plan. They're like, we're gonna train and then we're gonna kill them all.
Yeah.
But how?
And they just jumped right into it.
Yeah.
But poorly.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then we didn't even get a good sex scene. Though it wasn't as bad as the ones in the other books,
No.
I found.
No.
But it was when he was like fully human, Braxton, not before he became super soldier abilities, right?
Mhm.
And then there's like a scene where he's training and she comes up to him and he like picks her up and takes her away to be like, oh, they're gonna go hook up. We don't even get to see some hot super soldier sex.
No, we don't.
Oh my god.
The black. It's like she wrote probably 2/3 of the book to 3/4 and then went, oh shit, I actually have to write a plot?
Mhm.
And then went, oh, I'll just squeeze all that in a few pages.
Yeah.
Well, because that's how it felt with like I don't know, I think it might have been the second one maybe, where she was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna randomly throw this plot in.
Yeah, I found the second one not the best either.
Yeah, because I think it was the second one where she randomly threw in the whole, if I'm remembering correctly.
In the first, there was that whole like, oh, the Inkwell project and kind of like some mystery thrown in, but nothing really done about it.
Yeah.
I also like how there was a lot more flashbacks in the first book about Hugh
Yeah.
and like family and stuff. You don't get that in the next ones, not
Yeah.
very much.
This one, like, you get a couple chapters of like we see little backstory of Pete and then a little backstory of another one named Franklin. Another, I think, do we get one on Elliot?
I think maybe.
I'm not sure. I gotta look. I don't know. No, Lauren Braxton. No.
Wow.
I think we get maybe 2 on Pete and 1 on Franklin, and I don't think we get anything on Elliot. Except maybe like when he has a conversation with Lauren in her head, and maybe we get like a little flashback in what he's saying,
maybe,
kind of thing. Just like more backstory than any actual flashback. And because there's so many guys, we don't even know the friggin' names of the other 5 that wake up.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know anything about them. We only got like minimal backstory about the 3 that woke up first. And like then we get some like a little bit on Braxton, but not till like I'd say the last third of the book that he starts showing up.
And his brothers show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, what the?
It's bullshit.
I'm at the part where George is like.
George does become a cowboy robot.
Yeah, no, I'm at that part because I'm just skimming through the electronic copy. Why is this in the book? This adds nothing to the story. Why is he a cowboy?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the thing was, Ashley brings the robots, like some of the robots, to Lauren's house and asks her to let them stay, right? Because I think what happens is you find out she's somehow bought out her contract and is able to leave with all the robots as her own in her severance package or something. And because she doesn't want them to be destroyed.
Yeah.
So she brings them with her, but she can't keep all of them together because there's a couple that are really nervous and don't speak. And then like George is always walking in on Ray and Ashley hooking up.
Of course.
To watch and then apologizing because he was told he shouldn't be doing that. So he apologizes when he goes in and he shouldn't just sit there silently. So he goes, "I'm sorry," as he watches them, apparently.
He's like, I like to watch.
Yeah. Yes, he does. So Ashley tries to get her mom to take George and John and 2 of these little spider ones that don't speak, who are really scared. And she's hoping her mom can give George rules, learn consequences and stuff. So Lauren gives him rules that he can't watch porn in her house. Yeah. So that's why he gets really into Western, right? And so now he thinks he's a cowboy. But the only good parts of the book, the only parts that I actually enjoyed were anytime the robots were on the page. Yeah. That's the only thing worth looking at. And they weren't even as good as the previous one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm at the part where Pete's like, "Oh, Braxton's in love with you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what? Okay. Like, I don't. What is the point of this book?
The point is, I think exactly what I said earlier of she wanted to clue it up, so she dumped out the entire utensil drawer and said, "Fuck it." But nobody fucked it.
But nobody fucked the utensils. The only person who had some fucking is Lauren and a non-super soldier, which I'm sorry, if I'm reading a book about super soldiers who can turn into cutlery, I'm expecting sex with the super soldier who can turn into cutlery.
Yeah. And then I think she tried to make it up by having him gain some super soldier abilities.
Yeah.
But then instead of showing us the sex scene after, it's like cut to black at the end of the chapter kind of thing. Of like,
hang on. I want to look up the reviews for this on Goodreads.
She had good reviews on Amazon. I think this one was her best reviews.
Yeah.
This book on
I
Amazon.
think she might have purchased them at this point.
It's like 4.5 out of 5 stars on Amazon.
Or honestly, maybe people have read through all of it and they're like, "Oh, please, not another sex scene, please."
Well, I read one of the comments on Amazon. It was like, "Such a great end to the series. Like, you won't be disappointed." And I was like, "Oh, this should be a good book." And then I was very disappointed.
Yeah. This one makes the first 3 look like high culture classics that should be taught in classrooms everywhere.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me see.
That's how bad this one is.
Trying to find it on Amazon. Not Amazon.
I don't get it because it's the most pages. So I would assume the most work for this one, right? The most time it must have put into this one.
Yeah, well, this one just came out this year, and I think the one before that was like October.
Yeah,
I'm not seeing any reviews on Goodreads.
Oh, there is an Elliot chapter.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. I found it. So apparently this has a 4.13 out of 5 stars on Goodreads.
Yeah, that's crazy. Maybe there's something wrong with us.
Is it 5,000 stars? Because honestly, this one.
Okay, this is wild to me. I'm looking at the breakdown of the reviews. So there's 316 ratings and 106 reviews. 151 of these are 5-star reviews.
Mm-hmm.
86 are 4 stars. Like okay, so this is the first one. Unironically, my favorite book in the series.
The only thing good about this one is that it's over. It ends this horrific nightmare of these books.
Yeah. Trying to find. Okay. Yes, here we go. Here's the person who I think this review accurately reflects how we're all feeling. I didn't sign on for a non-utensil romance. Damn it. I signed on for some reverse harem forking. Boo, with 2 tomato emojis.
Yes. Right? I don't want to be in an orgy. I would like to read about the friggin' forks and knives getting it on, okay? Right? I'm reading here for fantasy.
I read it through my paycheck, so.
One review is, I never thought I'd be so invested in a robot with a porn addiction and robots with anxiety.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't understand. Why write this? Why does this have such high reviews?
I know, like when I read the reviews on Amazon, I thought for sure this was going to be like her best book out of the whole series, and it was not at all.
And like, I liked Lauren in book 3.
Yeah,
right. The glimpses we got of her, I liked her. I really liked Ashley.
Yeah, same.
Right?
I liked Ashley.
So,
but I did not like Lauren in this book. At all.
I didn't.
I found it boring.
Like the start of it, it's just like it's going into like she's in the middle of surgery or something in the beginning. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, she's getting ready to take a vacation.
Yeah, but like it got way more in depth about the little bit of surgery she was doing in the beginning few pages than it did in answering how the super soldiers are like this and how they're going to take down Inkwell and even the takedown of Inkwell.
Yeah.
I think there were more pages based on talking about her backstory than and like one friggin' surgery than there were for like getting the plot of this book. This 4 books done. It felt like an afterthought. I have to answer questions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, this review, they said 2.5 stars because you can't give 0.5 on Goodreads, unfortunately. They said, TBH, not as good as the others in the series. It felt very rushed and like was meant as filler to get from point D to point G. That's kind of a funny... I like that. And then they said, very disappointed she didn't get with the soldiers.
Yeah. Well, that's what you're anticipating, right? But even based off of what like the plot says on the back of the book.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, she's definitely going to get with, if not 1, maybe all 8. I mean, it says it's a reverse harem.
Yeah. And I mean, don't call it a reverse harem tale if there's no reverse harem. Like, yes, they did wake up.
Yeah,
and they all
lived together.
And they all loved her. And she had love for all of them. But she doesn't even really interact with 5 of the 8.
Yeah.
Don't even have names for 5 of them.
No.
Right? There's not even a scene about when they wake up, like interacting or anything.
No, it goes from the 3 that we do know, and then it's like the next thing they're at that cabin or wherever the fuck it is they go. And everyone's just there living together. Yeah. And then Braxton shows up.
Yeah.
With sunflowers. Is sunflowers? She likes sunflowers. Yeah, there's a thing about the sunflowers.
And he's like, it's your favorite flower. And she's like,
no, it's not.
It's really not. I don't have a favorite flower. I don't even like flowers. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And like, then he's like, oh. And she's like, but I like them now.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah, their story was kind of just... It just felt like it shouldn't have been in the book.
Yeah, and I mean, I like friends to lovers romances.
Oh, for sure.
But this, I did not like this at all.
No.
This was just...
Go ahead.
It was just like... I don't know. I'm just reading it and like, I think the expectations she put on the book is not realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like, don't write that it's a reverse harem romance on the back.
When it has none of those elements, really.
It's not a reverse harem. They're not in a relationship. Yes, there's love. Like, they have chemically dependent, like chemically induced feelings for each other.
Yeah.
But they don't have that.
They don't act on it. Like, there's nothing happening.
And
besides her kissing two of them.
Yeah, and she says rom-com hilarity. I'm sorry, this was not funny.
No, not at all.
The joke was that I read this.
That was the funny part.
That I read 230 pages of this shit. And there will be violence and heartbreak. I'm sorry.
What violence?
The only violence we saw on the page was Ray cutting his hand open and shoving it in Braxton's mouth.
I also don't really think there was much heartbreak. Really? Yeah. I mean, if there was, they didn't say.
Yeah, if those super soldiers are heartbroken, then she's off.
She skimmed past that.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know if they're like sad that she didn't pick them. Like, it seems like, who okay, I'm gonna put this out there. I'm gonna put this out there between the three of us right now on this podcast, even though we are all currently in relationships. And if we were, we'll say we're not. If you had to pick between who your partner is now and a super soldier, who would you pick?
I would pick who my partner is now.
I mean, God, I know he's going to listen to this, and I'm going to have to apologize to him for that, but I mean, if the super soldier looks like, you know, if it's like Captain America or Bucky Barnes, like, I'm picking the super soldier.
See, I don't find that appealing, like, me personally, but I mean, I get it. Like,
I'll give my partner the serum. He likes picking things up and putting them down.
I mean, yeah, so does mine, but like, I just I would, like, if I was in Lauren's shoes and I had the choice between a super soldier and then just some guy who, you know,
just some guy.
But I mean, like, I don't think he was terrible, you know, like, I don't think he was ugly, or like, I don't, she didn't write him like as
Rachel's petitioning for a hall pass here.
No, I'm not. I am not. No, listen. No. I just I need to apologize to him right now. I need to apologize for what he's gonna hear.
Sorry in advance.
You didn't think this through.
I did not think this through because, to be honest, I didn't think I'd be in this situation.
You posed the question.
I know, but okay. But I meant I didn't think I'd be in a situation where I had a partner to consider in the situation.
No. Change your answer. Shoot him up with the serum.
Shoot him up with the. Okay, I'm gonna shoot him up with the serum. There we go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I still choose mine as he is.
I mean, I'll take him as he is. But if the serum's available, I think he'd want to be a superhero. He's a nerdy guy.
Yeah.
Comics. He'd want superpowers.
I told him, like, I'm like, there's no harem. She lied. And then I was like, also, apologies for what I say on the podcast. It's all a joke. I love you very much. I would never pick a super soldier over you.
Love, Rachel? Love?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this plot twist I didn't see coming.
I didn't see this plot twist coming, to be honest, but alas, here we are.
Here we are.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anyways, no harem book. Let's get back on topic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that I wasted my weekend on this book.
Mm-hmm.
I could have had such a better weekend if I just, I don't know, sat down and watched paint dry.
You could have. You know what? You know what you also could have done that would have been more productive than reading this book? You could have, like, cleaned your apartment. You could have reorganized some of your shit. You could have gone through any Tupperware and see if you could find the matching lids. You could have like wiped down the cupboards in your house. You could have brushed your animals. There's so many other things you could have done that probably would have given you more satisfaction than reading this book.
I could have sat in a snowbank.
Yeah.
That would have been more enjoyable than this book.
Yeah. You could have done your taxes.
I could have slammed my hand at a car door.
I did.
I don't know. I could have chewed glass.
Yeah.
Really enjoyable compared to this book.
Love chewing glass. So much fun.
You know what's even worse? This I had more enjoyment out of watching Love is Blind than I am right now hearing about this book, and I cannot stand the men on this season of Love is Blind. That says something.
Yeah, the men are awful.
I don't watch the show.
Yeah, well, definitely don't start with this season
No.
if you ever get into it. Season
Definitely
8
don't.
is a bust.
Yeah.
They're just really horny in the pods, but like, I don't like any of them. Right? Some of the women I like, but it fluctuates. But the men are awful. But this book is awful.
This book is awful, yeah. This is...
If this had been the first one, like,
I wouldn't have read any of the other ones.
yeah, I
No,
would have
me
refused
neither.
to read anything else.
Me neither.
You know, I am not, like, I'm usually opposed to book burning, but I would have to change my own choice on that if this was the book as the example.
I think if I was to, if this had been the first book, I would have been like, Melanie, I'm never trusting your recommendations ever again. The next time we go to talk about a book on the podcast, it's going to be one that I pick because your recommendations are garbage.
Hey, we had fun with the first 3.
We did.
We did.
When did
But
we start this last summer? I think we started this.
I have no idea.
I don't remember. I'd have to go. Hang on. Let me go look through the podcast episodes and tell you when we started.
Last July.
I'm just saying, if I run out of heat in my apartment and I need kindling, this is what I'm going to first.
All I'm saying is, like, if we, so the first one we did was in September of 2024, because it's Captain America, The Forkening.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's when it came out.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not when we
No,
recorded.
I was going to say, I read it in July for sure.
Yeah.
I read it in the summer, but we didn't record it until...
When did I read the second one?
Or maybe we recorded it in the summer, and that's probably when it got published, because we are so good at keeping up with the recording schedule.
Yeah. We read the second and third together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then did the podcast on both of it together.
Yeah.
Because we thought that was the end.
Yes.
And then we were like, there's another one. A reverse harem. And it's not a big deal because there's no reverse harem happening. And I'm upset.
She really wanted it to be in there.
I wanted a weird orgy with everybody having telepathic links. Okay? I wanted someone to turn back into a utensil mid-orgy.
Yep.
Be like, he came too soon. Just, you know?
Oh, God.
I wanted, and as much as I didn't want it, but deep down a part of me wanted to have a scene where they're all out somewhere and they're all like, she took them out to like go clothes shopping or something like they've done in the other ones, and they're all sending her these thoughts, and they're like, I just can't wait to take your clothes off you when we get back to the apartment, and have her get so flustered in public, and then being like, we're gonna just run a train on you when we get back to the apartment, like, you're in for something, that's what I expect from a harem or reverse harem book. I don't expect it to be like, no, I'm gonna go sleep with this non-super soldier man.
Yeah. When you said the clothes shopping, I was thinking there's going to be like a rom-com style montage with the men trying on clothes.
Yes, and it's going to have like a pop song in the background, like it's going to be the Vogue song. Vogue, Vogue.
Yes. He's going to have a little runway show of the men back there.
Yes.
Yeah, I expected her to interact with the
Yes.
men. You know, at minimum, I expected some scenes
Like a
where they
hello.
might speak,
Mhm.
or we might be like, "Oh yeah, that's Gerard," right? But no, we have Elliot, Franklin, and Pete, and then
5 unknown.
fork number 2, knife number 3. I don't know what their names are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Mhm.
What I honestly, she just dumped the cutlery drawer on the floor
Yeah.
and then left them there. That's what happened. That's what should be on the back. He's like, I gave up on this series
Mhm.
as I'm writing as Ruth Cardello, right? This is not me. I gave up on this series. I decided I was sick of writing about World War II soldiers that turn into utensils, and I decided to dump all of the plot into about 4 pages and have about 220 pages of Lauren just going, oh, I don't know, I'm so lonely, and I haven't had sex in so long, and now I have.
Same, but like YOLO.
It's been 20 years for her. You have not
Okay.
been that long.
Okay. First of all, I don't believe it's been 20 years. I think that's a lie.
Well, she's, not had a relationship in 20 years.
Okay, there we go. There's a difference between not having a relationship and not having sex, okay?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure she said that it's been so long, she thinks it would be dusty down there.
I mean, same, but like, here we are.
Yeah. And Braxton says he's never seen her with somebody. And he once spied on her when she had her 2 kids as little kids, and she was still with the father of those kids. So he first came upon her and saw her when they were, so let's say at least like toddlers or something, and she was out with them, and she was still with Buddy, right?
Yeah.
And so that's like at least 20 years, because he's known her for 20 years, and his brothers make jokes of like, well, if she's known about you for 20 years and like nothing's happened, you should give up and find another woman, right? So, and he says he's never seen her with anybody. So
she only refers to her one ex.
Yeah.
Like the kid's father. She
Yeah.
doesn't bring up about anyone else.
So she hasn't had a relationship in 20 years. He's been in her life for 20 years as the like contact at the hospital, and he's regularly calling her, and like he sends the kids Christmas cards and stuff, so much that they say like the kids asked whether this was their real dad.
Yeah, I saw that. They were like, birthday card Braxton, and I'm like, the fuck kind of nickname is that?
Yeah, because he was like in their life enough that like when they had birthdays, he would send them cards and presents and stuff, right? Like so much that they thought this was their real dad, right? So he's been invested and talking to her regularly for like 20 years, pretty much, right? And he's never seen her with another man. So yes, she might have had a one-night stand here or there, but not enough that Mr. Stalker guy has seen it. Also, it's kind of creepy to me. I like the whole, like, in romance of like, oh, she's unaware of this affection and he's just there, and then they come to that realization and get together at the end. I like that trope. But 20 years? And he's just there, and she's, like, clearly in her conversations, she's like not giving him anything on her end. She's not asking him what he's doing in his life or anything. She knows nothing about this man, and he's constantly inserting himself in her life. What?
Yeah, I think there was a part where she was like, I don't even know your birthday or something like that.
She didn't know his birthday. She's like clearly says like she's never asked him anything about himself. She didn't know that he was a firefighter before he became a bajillionaire or whatever.
Yeah.
Was involved in a fire and burned most of his torso, and that's why he donates burn units. Right? Because he was burned very badly and almost died. So like she doesn't know anything about him, yet he knows everything about her.
Yeah, that's the thing. So like it's very like we're gonna get into we're gonna get into some. Here's the thing. Why pine after, and I know this is gonna be rich coming from me, why pine after someone for so long and not like, you know, like, I don't know if maybe she is just oblivious to the fact that he was into her, or maybe like the fact that she knew and didn't feel the same way. Like, but my brother in Christ, after 20 years, you would think that if she has not shown interest in you, then she's not into you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like, stop. Just stop.
Yeah.
Stop. Just stop.
Yeah.
Like, give up.
Just give up. It's been 20 years. She's not into you. She has a whole plethora of super soldiers who want to like worship her. You know, just like give up. Moral of the story, give up on love. It doesn't exist.
Says the newly in a relationship woman, right?
Give up. It doesn't exist.
I think you should just write your partner a written apology. Really,
I did. He knows. He's like, I know. He's like, trust me, I know you're joking. He's like, you don't need to apologize. Give up on love. It doesn't exist. Just get yourself a cat or multiple cats and
cats.
Yeah.
Start a cat sanctuary.
Exactly. Like we talked about the other day on the phone. Start a cat sanctuary.
Yeah. That's my goal in life.
Start a cat sanctuary and just yeah.
I want a pair of orange cats named Fred and George.
Too soon.
No, one of them's lost an ear.
Too soon.
I was gonna say one of them's not alive, but I'm not. No.
Too soon.
So sad. No.
Yeah, that's too soon. I don't know. I just feel like this book. Here's the thing. Honest opinion from the two people who's read the book. Would you advise people to read it?
No. 100% not. Not even to like try and find out what happens, because you don't fucking find out anything. So
like okay, so I'm a big proponent of all books are worthwhile, right? That you shouldn't burn books, you shouldn't get rid of books. All books are worthwhile. Like somebody took the time to write this, right? They put in effort, right? So like it shouldn't be like shit on. But I really didn't like this, and I can't honestly recommend anyone read it. I don't know how anybody would enjoy it, but I won't say it's not a worthwhile book to have been published, because as a writer, I'll never say it. So it's difficult for me to not say that right now.
Yeah. I also have a question for all the people who gave it high reviews on Goodreads. Are you okay?
No. How much were they paid? Because let me let you know on something as a writer, right? You can purchase reviews. Now, a reputable reviewer will provide their honest opinion no matter what. And I hired people to give reviews, like to read the book and post about it on their social media. Their honest opinion. I did not choose anyone that was gonna just like say what they wanted, like what I wanted them to say based on how much I'm paying them. Right. So everybody, like I took the risk that everybody I contacted and said, hey, I'm submitting like a free copy of my book to you to review. And like some of them you had to pay for, that they would put an honest review up and that it would possibly be bad. Yeah. Right? Yeah. If they didn't like it, they're not going to say they liked it. Yeah. And I lucked out, and everybody I contacted and everybody that contacted me, so anybody that's posted anything has said positive things. Right? But you can hire people to not say their honest opinion. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I wonder if some of these are all giving honest opinions or not. Right? That's the thing. And now maybe some people like it. I just don't like a whole lot of exposition to not give me any of the plot, not give me any of the answers. Like, this is worse than the Lost finale. Okay? And that was like, why is there a smoke monster? Why are there polar bears in like an island off the coast of Fiji? They didn't answer that. They were like, they're dead the whole time. Haha.
So
thanks for watching 6 seasons.
Okay. Speaking of series finale, is this book, because we're going to compare it to a finale that I know me and Melanie did not enjoy in the slightest.
Yes.
Is this book on the same level as the ending of Game of Thrones for disappointing?
This book is as disappointing as seeing the Starbucks cup in front of Daenerys. Yes, in fantasy medieval world. Lexie hasn't watched Game of Thrones, right?
Oh my god.
They forgot to get rid of a Starbucks cup in front of the medieval, like, fantasy world people on the table.
That's amazing.
Yeah. This is what this is. It is not, it's useless. And why is it there?
Yeah.
That's what I have to say about this book. Yeah.
That is, I think that's a good way to sum it up. So, like, I am glad this series is over. I hope no one ever makes this into a movie. And if you do, I hope you step on every single Lego that you ever come across for the rest of your life. And yeah.
I have a different wish.
Okay.
I want this to be made into a movie, and I want the 4th one to be completely rewritten. Yeah. And I want to pitch it that Pete gets the girl, Super Soldier Pete. And that there's the whole story of they're like she's like, you don't really love me because this is just a chemical reaction thing. And he's like, no, there's real love here. And that the whole thing, and she cures everybody of having that chemical bond thing. But Pete still has real feelings by the end of it. Yeah.
You know what? I'm not a romantic person, but now that you've pitched this, I hope we get a scene in the rain where he's like, it was never the chemical, it was always you. And then they have a passionate kiss in the rain.
And she's like, if I'm a bird, you're a bird.
Yeah, pretty much. If I'm a bird, you're a bird.
Makes sense.
And it ends with him carrying her, like, it like, he carries her off and they have that super soldier sex that we were all craving.
Yes. Up against a wall.
Yes. Stripping off their wet clothes and just up against a wall going at it like bunnies.
Yes. And George rolls in with his cowboy hat.
And he's like, yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers.
Yeah. And then, of course, we get John, the other robot, the drone guy, who, like, covers his eyes and is like, no, this is not okay. And they roll out.
And Autobots roll out.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
That's what I want.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
This has been a ridiculous 4 books, 3 episodes. But at least in this one, we didn't have any, how is this working? Conversations about the sex. Because you know what? They weren't athletically inclined. No one had superpowers.
They did. They just didn't use them.
Hold on. There was a comment that I remember now. Because you remember, like, in the other books, they had some, like, they can change the size of their dicks.
Yeah.
And, like, their tongue can do weird shit because they can, like, change their shape and, like, elongate and shit. Yeah, he did make a comment, and she made a comment of, like, his tongue. Because after the super soldier vampire transition thing happening, they kissed, and she was like, that's the best kiss ever, right? Shit. And the things that you did with your tongue, and he was like, made a comment that was like implying about that's what he's, eating her pussy, because that's what happens, Rachel. They use their tongue. They don't use teeth to bite off parts, just so you're aware. Yeah.
Yes, my virgin ears now understand how this works.
Yes. You can pass that information along to your partner to stop chewing on things. If he really wants a chew toy, you can get him one of those too.
I almost spat my coffee out again when you said that.
Can't. I'm going home.
Again, you know this is a joke, but I'm just reiterating, honey, this is all a joke.
Yeah. Yes, he'll have things to teach you when you see him.
Yes.
You're so inexperienced.
I'm so inexperienced.
Your virgin ears.
My poor virgin ears. I think we broke Lexie again, so.
Yeah, I am broken. I am never coming back. This is my last podcast.
She's quitting work.
Do not invite me back.
She's moving to the other side of the world. She needs away from us.
She needs away from you specifically. I'm already away from her, so.
Hey, it's too late. It's been 28 years.
That's true. Yeah, you're kind of stuck at this point.
I'll follow.
You're kind of stuck at this point. I think you know too much, and we know what happens to people who know too much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For all legal reasons, this is a joke. We don't murder our friends unless we're playing Dead by Daylight. Then we murder our friends.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Tell them the stuff about where they can find us if they want to hear more of this shit.
If you want to hear more of this nonsense that is our podcast, you can and see when we're posting. You can check us out on Instagram. We're Inconsistent Podcast 1. We've got a Facebook page. We're Inconsistently Consistent. You can also email us, inconsistentpodcast1@gmail.com. Find us where all pods are cast. Like, rate, review. If you've read these books and you actually like this one, like, you can give us your thoughts. If you've been traumatized by utensils and tell us you have to throw out your utensils and eat everything with your hands, tell us that too. If you want to find me specifically, you can find me on TikTok. I'm _RachelVR_. I do funny, silly TikToks about D&D and this book and just kind of whatever the fuck I want at this point.
You can find all my information on melanieflynnbooks.com. You can get a copy of The Toy Maker. You can see when other books will be coming out on there as well. You can follow my social medias through there. And The Toy Maker is now an audiobook, so if you'd rather listen than use your eyeballs, then you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to see Lexie or hear about her, then you can just listen to other episodes of the podcast, because Lexie is a little hermit and doesn't come out on the internet.
You can't find me.
Lexie also does not want to be found. So
yeah,
don't look for me.
Lexie's also a figment of my imagination that we're just
I'm not really
invites
here.
to the podcast sometimes.
Yeah, I think our next episode is going to be a discussion of the season 8 of Love is Blind, because what the fuck. So keep an eye out for that.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.